2024 is a year of the reckoning.
Han Meditations.
Hey guys, as you can see, I have all these journals. The link will be in the description. Hello guys, I am Han. This is Kelly. We are Han Meditations. We're back with another video. This is a different kind of video we have because we're kind of just going to go off and talk about what is really going on in the world and what you guys need to make sure you stay away from and why certain things have been placed in certain holy books like the Quran and the Bible and what needs to happen in this world to where we can get it on a better path. But let's go ahead and watch this video and react to it and go from there.
Coming up,
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires.
Diddy's downfall.
I believe the indictment is the tip of the iceberg.
From a life of luxury to a New York jail cell.
People in Diddy's inner circle could be turning against him.
So who's next to be named?
They are cutting deals with them to testify.
In music's Me Too moment.
I do think that he will be found guilty.
That's next on 60 Minutes. For the last 2 weeks, Sean Diddy Combs has been getting used to living in a new home, a New York jail cell. The billionaire US rapper is now awaiting trial, accused of serious sex trafficking and racketeering crimes. The federal indictment against Combs reveals graphic details of so-called freak-offs, brutal sex parties he organised and hosted that allegedly left multiple victims severely battered and bruised. Earlier this year, we reported the raids on his mansions that led to the music mogul's current charges. It now seems as if, back then, investigators found much more than they thought they would. For decades, an invite to one of Sean Diddy Combs' infamous parties was a ticket to rub shoulders with Hollywood's elite. The likes of the Kardashians, Jay-Z and Leonardo DiCaprio basked in the music mogul's wealth and power. These days though, A-listers are distancing themselves from Combs and the horrific claims of what really went on after those parties behind closed doors.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel.
12 days ago, federal agents marched Combs out of a Manhattan hotel in handcuffs. Years of rumour were finally legitimised in a grand jury indictment accusing the music heavyweight of sex trafficking and racketeering.
The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
It's all played out exactly how former FBI agent Tracy Walder predicted when she spoke to 60 Minutes earlier this year after armed raids on Combs' Miami and Los Angeles properties. She knew then it would take 6 months at least before agents would have enough evidence to arrest him.
It was very clear that a lot of the information that they got was from digital evidence that was taken from the raid.
A lot of the stuff we're reading in this pretty heinous indictment could be on video as proof.
I feel a good 80 to 90% of what we see in the indictment is from video evidence because it takes time. It takes months to go through that evidence to identify who some of these victims and witnesses are, to reach out to them, to then hope that they will be willing to testify.
The confronting allegations are laid out in graphic detail in Combs' 14-page indictment. In it, he's accused of trafficking women and male sex workers to perform depraved freak-offs, drug-fueled sex parties for his own twisted enjoyment, and, so brutal, those involved required IV drips to rehydrate. Prosecutors claim Combs filmed the freak-offs to ensure the continued obedience and silence of the victims. And if that wasn't shocking enough, firearms, narcotics, and 1,000 bottles of lubricant were seized from Combs' properties.
I believe the indictment is the tip of the iceberg.
That's a scary thought, isn't it?
It's an incredibly scary thought. I mean, there's countless victims who we likely won't know the identities of, but my hope is that they get some sense of justice from this.
For years, those alleged victims felt they were denied justice. It took a lawsuit from Combs's former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and this leaked video of his 2016 assault of her for people to finally believe his accusers. As scrutiny builds on Diddy and his closest supporters, Tracy Walder suspects they may be the ones to bring down his empire.
There's no charges against them yet, and I think that that is for a reason, because they are cutting deals with them to testify against Diddy.
So people in Diddy's inner circle could be turning against him?
I think that they may turn against him. It depends on what is being offered to them. Whether the opportunity to not serve time in jail, I don't know where they're going with that, because it obviously depends on what their involvement was in these freak-offs, in trafficking individuals across state lines, whether or not the government is willing to accept a plea deal from them.
For now, Sean Combs is defiant and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. But locked up in one of New York's most notorious and violent prisons, the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center, Combs may never be a free man again. Former federal agent Tracy Walder says it's an open and shut case that may still provide more surprises.
I do suspect more people could be caught up in this. I also think that more charges, quite frankly, could be brought against Diddy as they unfold this investigation. And so I think it will be very interesting to see how all of this shakes out. Combs is facing no shorter than life in prison, and I do think that he will be found guilty.
You can also find out more about the Combs case on Extra Minutes.
Diddy's case is that he's formed this protective group around him who would do his bidding. That's the accusation here, and that's the racketeering side of things.
Oh, okay, guys. So here's the thing, really. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on, and 2024 is a year of the reckoning, as Cat Williams said, because his whole interview on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay was prophetic in nature, where he was able to basically predict the future and tell people. He even mentioned P. Diddy. You know, his famous line is, because P. Diddy be wanting to party.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to tell him no. Like, you got to tell P. Diddy no. He's literally saying P. Diddy wants a party, and you got to tell him no. Otherwise, your soul is on the line. Yeah. And one of the things that a lot of people are missing whenever they're watching these videos and all that is that in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah, I believe in the Torah, it said that Lucifer, Shaitan, controlled music. It says it in all of these different holy books. So now whenever you see someone like P. Diddy, who is in the music industry, now he's doing demonic stuff. Now he's doing evil stuff. You got to ask yourself, why is this happening? Why do you think he's doing it? Because there's a certain allure to the music. And you have to look at who's controlling the music industry and why they're doing these things. Why is every rap song about violence and killing and murder and evilness? That's what the devil wants. That's what Shaitan wants. It's a cruel world that we're living in, but I truly believe that God is here. The power of the light is here, and the power of the light is shining through. And whatever they make you think in your brain, it's not that bad. There's a light that's coming. Things are coming to the light now, and everything is coming out now. And the people who are doing evil in the dark, it will all come to the light.
Yeah, of course, because that's the only way it can go, right? Like this stuff done in the dark. And what does light do? It illuminates and it makes it clear. So the things are coming clear, but it's becoming clear, and not because it's bad, it's because it's good. It's because the light is shining on it. And where the light goes is only good. So things are going to come to the truth. Things are going to come out of the dark, but that's always going to be a good thing. When things are moving out of the dark into the light, that means we're moving into the light as a society, as a globe, as Earth, you know, and it's just crazy. And honestly, these things are, there's this Holly weird stuff. It's basically just sinister stuff going on. And I mean, this lady mentioned trafficking. I mean, this is just as these tapes and the freak offs and the celebrities. Honestly, that really is just the touch of the iceberg. And it's just like, it's crazy how, I guess, like brainwashing it is about the obsession with these celebrities and stuff. And even like, I remember with the Epstein Island, and everybody's all obsessing like the list, what celebrities are on the list. And even now people are like, oh, I wonder who has a tape. It's like, really think about that. You're so obsessed with these people that you're still just thinking about them, the celebrities. I wonder about if they did bad or not. But I'm always like, who cares about the list of celebrities? How about the victims? Where's the list of the victims? Are they okay? Like,
you can't put the victims' names out there.
Well, I know, of course. But it's just like this putting celebrities on like a pedestal. It's very by design, right? And Diddy, you think this is a one-man show, that he just did all this planning and all these events and years and decades of this under his single hand? Like, he wasn't working alone. He's had help. So it's just craziness, and we have to keep our eyes open and don't get too caught up to the point where you're scared, have anxiety. No, these people are just in their own little world. It doesn't have to do with us. And as long as you are with God, that is the answer. None of that matters. God, the light, will conquer all.
So what you guys need to be doing is you need to be praying. You need to be getting as close to God as possible and bringing people to God as close as possible. And you don't even have to try and force someone to do something. You being the example for them is all you need to do to bring people to God and bring people to the light. You be the example. You let people know, and you let people understand, hey, this is what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm with God. So you can look at me and look at my life and see that I'm successful, I'm with God, and I'm a happy person. So then you can let people make the choice, because remember, God gave them free will to choose. So people can choose what they want to do, whether they want to do it or whether they don't. So you just have to be on that path and let people see it for their own eyes. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here, liking and subscribing, guys. Stay positive. Do not let conspiracies rule your mind or your actions. And remember, guys, we love you so much. We see all your donations. If you're donating $1, 1 cent, it doesn't matter. We love you so much. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.